Welcome to Ask Linda. I had someone ask me this week, how do I know if I should go or if I should stay? Am I in a toxic relationship? Is this ever going to get better? Well, that's a tough question to answer. And this is just part one of probably a whole bunch of different videos that I'm going to do on how to know if you're in a toxic relationship or is it an abusive relationship, and how do you stay if that's the right thing to do, and how do you know when it's time to go because it's not going to get better? Tough question. So the first thing we need to answer is, what is wrong with this relationship? And if this is something that you think you're going to be on, give me a thumbs up there, sign up so you get the future series on here. But the first thing that I notice with people who develop toxic relationships is it's constant put downs. You're going through this, you're never good enough kind of thing. That's the first thing, constant put downs. The second thing is, because of those constant put downs, or you feel them, you're never good enough. You never feel like you're good enough, no matter what you do, whether it's loading the dishwasher, putting the toilet paper on, whatever it is, you're being put down for it and you never feel good enough. The third thing is, it has to do with him or her having the last word. No matter what the discussion is, they've always got to have the last word. And the last word is always your fault, you're wrong. No matter what, you're on the phone, you're having a conversation, and they hang up the phone after they say, well, it's your own fault, or whatever it is. They've got to have the last word. And a lot of times you don't even realize that. I didn't until my counselor drew that to my attention. So the next thing is, they shirk responsibility. So you're in a toxic relationship, and maybe it's with an alcoholic or a drug addict or someone who just is not responsible. They don't work. And so you end up having to work extra time in order to get them to support them. And you're dealing with the kids perhaps, or all of the bills. You're taking care of all kinds of things while they're just off doing their own thing. And yet they still want more. They want more and more and more. So you are constantly feeling overwhelmed and over responsible for somebody that should be doing it for themselves. And yet somehow you still feel like it's your fault. And then the fifth thing is, you question your own judgment. So as you're going through this, and for many people it's years, for many people maybe it's just months, learn from this. You don't want to be in this for years, but it really, really starts to chip away at you. And you really do begin to think, am I imagining this? Am I making a big deal out of this? Am I just blowing this out of proportion? Because that's what they'll tell you. You're blowing it all out of proportion. You're making a big deal out of nothing. And so you begin to wonder, are you really making a big deal out of nothing? Or is this really a big deal? You try to have a conversation, a calm, tell them how you feel, and you shouldn't feel that way. You feel how you feel. You think how you think. They can't tell you that you shouldn't feel that way. That's how you feel. And so there's this back and forth thing that is a constant battle of will, so to speak. So the other thing is, if they can get you to react and get you to get mad, then it's definitely your fault. Because see how you are? Just this is how you always are. And you wonder why I do what I do. It's because this is how you are. And you never do this, and you always do that, and you constantly do this. Those are the words that will give you a clue that you're in a toxic relationship. And when you start to get depressed and hopeless and helpless and walking on eggshells all the time, you know you've got a problem, and it's time to be thinking about what to do next. Should you stay or should you go? Next time we're going to be talking about, how do you know when it's time to go? Because it's not easy. That much I can tell you. It's not easy. So tune in for next time. On Tuesday, I'll be releasing my next video to answer that question. How do you know when it's time to go? In the meantime, God bless you.